You're watching CBTV.
Hello, and welcome to CBTV and the Bodyplex Review, presented by CBI, Max's Express Designs, and Billy Bobby's Bible Bobbleheads. CBI is Company Businesses, Inc. Your company is our business. Become a CBI investment branch patron at patreon.com/companybusinesses and enjoy free digital downloads of all future Company Businesses releases, exclusive sneak peeks, never before seen content, and more. I'm your host, Bodyplex, and over on satellite feed, we have the world famous Computer Steve. How's everything going on in your neck of the woods, Steve?
Going pretty good today. How you doing over there, Roger?
Well, to be honest, Steve, I'm having one of those days where I'm looking all over for something I know it exists, and it's nowhere to be found. Yeah, you ever run into one of those kinds of situations, Steve?
Constantly.
Yeah, I've been scouring the internet trying to find this movie called The Red Pill, written and directed by the host of Ripley's Believe It or Not, and none other than Superman and Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman, Dean Cain.
Oh, well, Dean Cain.
Big fan of Dean Cain over there?
Big Dean Cain head over here.
Oh yeah, Superman himself. And it's like this movie doesn't exist. I see it on IMDb, and I'm trying to find it, even just a piece of this thing. It's nowhere to be found. I can't even find a trailer, Steve. Driving me up the wall. On top of that, Dean Cain hasn't written anything for the stage or screen since 2012. Since The Red Pill, Superman's Dean Cain seems to be suffering from a bout of writer's block. Maybe Superman should stop worrying so much about kryptonite and maybe try to get around writing a scriptonite. So here at the Bodyplex Review, the format is simple. One audio review, one video review. Today on audio, we have Circuit Circus, the 2020 release by Savannah, Georgia synth clown, Skippy Spiral. And over on video, the self-proclaimed outrageous comedy movie... outrageous comedy movie 43.
Outrageous comedy movie
43. We have listened, we have watched, and now we'll give our reviews out of 10. Add those totals together and divide that total in half to get our official, unbiased, CBI-approved rating for each piece. The goal here is to review everything, not just anything. Now, if you have any suggestions or if you'd like to submit to be featured in the CBTV Bodyplex Review, please reach out at our general email with subject CBTV to companybusinessesinc@gmail.com. And we have a big announcement today, Steve. Thanks to our support from the viewers out there and rallying cries from our team here at CBI, me and Steve included, we have surpassed 100 subscribers on YouTube. Which means we have been granted an official coveted YouTube URL. So now you can go ahead and tell your friends at home to visit youtube.com/companybusinesses for all the latest episodes of the Bodyplex Review, cool music videos from CBI artists, and all the newest visual content that we have dripping over here at CoBiz.
That's fantastic news.
Big news, 100 subscribers. Thanks to everybody out at home for tuning in. So we're going to go ahead and move on to our audio review today. We have Skippy Spiral, Circuit Circus. That's a tongue twister right there. Savannah, Georgia's own Skippy Spiral brings a fresh take on carnival pop with the 2020 release Circuit Circus on Graveface Records. And this dark carnival music does feel right at home on Graveface Records. If you don't know anything about Graveface, not only is the Savannah label known to regularly release creepy Halloween-themed music, but also it's home to an oddity shop which offers taxidermied animals and scary skeletons, sure to cause the entire family a fright. I'm getting kind of creeped out just reading that.
That's some chilling stuff.
Yeah. The first quarter of this album, honestly, I'm getting these big clown circus, carnival moods, but with this digital edge. Did you pick up on that, Steve?
Yeah, it's pretty unique in that aspect. I'm not too familiar with the world of carnival music, Maybe there's more content that I need to become aware of.
3 or 4 songs in, we're getting the song Humble Pie, and it's sort of a throwback 80s sound. How'd you feel about that, Steve?
Kind of a hard left turn, in my opinion. I thought I knew what was going on, and then it just completely pulled the rug out from under me.
Yeah, you think you're listening to a clown album, and then all of a sudden you're listening to Billy Idol. Cookie Spiral, which I love this name, big Cookie fan over here. Love this track, one of my shining gems for the album. Great bass tone, came right in. Love that bass tone, love that synthesizer. And it was a bit more experimental, showed a little depth, like Steve said. The beginning is very clown facing, and then we start to see what maybe a clown would write. Indiscernible industrial type vocals. It's a departure from the Carnival Barker style of the first few tunes, moving away from this clown theme, but still staying demented and digital. Did you feel about the same way as me here on that, Steve?
Yeah, there's definitely a demented side to pretty much the whole album. Great minds think alike, though. With that Cookie Spiral track, the first thing that I noticed was that synth bass line. Immediately hooked.
Oh yeah, I started to look all over the place for a sleeve of cookies just to set the mood.
Sounds like that.
That's what I'm talking about here. And also love this food theme. I mean, we got humble pie, we've got cookies. It gets me hungry, maybe for some baked goods myself.
Also, the recurring theme of spirals through the album.
Did notice that a lot of songs that ended in the word spiral, sort of to reflect the artist's name, Skippy Spiral.
Didn't know if maybe it was broken up into chapters of sorts. I took notice, at least.
From here, from the pies and the cookies, we're getting this next track, Ringmaster Computer, which now we're really feeling 80s sound in full force. And I love these great bells throughout. This tune kind of reminded me of some old school Madonna.
Doing a little field work, talking to people, start to understand that Skippy Spiral's kind of a performance artist too, more than just somebody that's making music. They're out there putting on a show with juggling and theatrics.
Coming from the ground level, Skippy Spiral is more than just a clown, but also a performer. Moving on from here, we get these, experimental songs, Upload Spiral, Shut Down Spiral, closing out the album, with some of these creepy spoken word elements of a very avant-garde. So there's no clowning around on these 2 tracks. And it begs the question, does Skippy want to remain a clown? If I looked up Skippy Spiral's TikTok page, Instagram page, and I looked around, and it seems to be a lack of clown going on lately.
As somebody that seems like they took clown life very seriously, I hope that they wouldn't be deterred by the popularity of clowns that's been rising over the past few years with hit movies like It and Joker and
It Too,
and Batman,
Joker.
That's not living the life of a clown, really.
No, when I think of a clown, I think of, funny. I think of having a good time, parties, balloons, gags, things like that. And I'm feeling that, even though there's this dark nature to this, I'm feeling that kind of energy with Skippy. I think there could be this sort of new manifestation of what it is to be a clown. And we're getting that with the music. Another one of my shining gems. Song Never Ever Ever, a unique track in this collection. Very fun, light organ sounds. I love this track. No, this track, as well as I Spiral, another shining gem. How'd you feel about that, Steve?
I Spiral is definitely a shining gem for me as well. Gave big soundtrack vibes.
Yep, I felt like I was Harrison Ford.
I think my final shining gem was the song Running Program, which we haven't really talked about yet. It's insanely catchy. It's up there with any of your classic 80s electro pop hits.
But I will say, a stinker for me. Even though we're having these great 80s sounds, and I really think it's an integral part of Skippy's character, I do feel that there may be this detachment away from this clown thing. How do you feel, Steve?
I don't really have too many stinkers. I mean, we've talked before about the lack of merch. Once again,
no merch.
how many times do we have to tell our audience we need some merch?
I would love to not wear this suit every episode. I'd love to wear a crispy band tee to represent what we're doing here, community, support these artists, especially for Skippy. I think that you're going out there, you're doing clown shows, you're playing concerts, you might be playing children's parties. At least throw me a sticker or a button or something. Give me a trinket.
Branded party hat.
Oh, how about a clown nose? I see those down at the Walgreens. And I always want to snag one when I'm there. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the reviews. For me, I'm not going to say I know anything about clown music. This is my first clown album. Going to take a point off for the lack of merch. Obviously, we're always going to be looking at the artists here, taking off a point or two for the lack of merch. And also, I'm just going to kind of take off a few points for just this kind of feeling that I'm not sure if you're a clown or not. And I feel it on the album, then I go look you up, and then it's just some guy with a guitar. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a 6.5. How you feeling over there, Steve?
I'm going to give it a strong 7. We're tough critics, and I think these are good, strong scores.
We're kind of in the same territory here, Steve. We respect this album for the clowns. Our official, unbiased, CBI-approved rating of Skippy Spiral Circuit Circus is a 6.75 out of 10. Congratulations to Skippy on serving us up a great clown album. I'm sure if we got another clown record on here, it'd probably be getting a little lower than 6.75, and that's just my opinion. I'm not a fortune teller.
I'll return to some of these tracks.
Absolutely. So we're going to go ahead and cut to a commercial break, but we will be right back with our video review of Movie 43.
Delicious Chevron releases Saturday, July 31st on digital streaming and 12-inch vinyl record. Available in 6 different colors. Reserve yours today. 14 songs, double-sided full-color insert, and your choice of yellow, purple, pink, blue, transparent smoke, or green vinyl. Delicious Chevron. July 31st on Company Businesses Incorporated.
We are back. We're back. We're back to CBTV and the Bodyplex review, presented by CBI, Max's Express Designs, and Billy Bobby's Bible Bobbleheads. Now, before we get started, we have a quick word from our sponsor. This episode is brought to you by Billy Bobby's Bible Bobbleheads. From the makers of the Insane Crust Crisper plus Crown Browner and Pangea Maps Jurassic GPS comes a new collectible line of wacky commemorative bobbleheads featuring classic characters from the New Testament. Make waves with Moses. Bring home the miracle of Mary, Mother of God. Get the job done with Job as you tackle that next big presentation at work. All great collector's items showcasing the mercy of God. Billy Bobby even brings you Bible bullies. Take a punch at Pontius Pilate, or bob away betrayal with Bible bro turned backstabber Judas. All Billy Bobby's Bible bobbleheads are available at Best Buy alongside Funko Pops, Billy Bobby's airport kiosk across the country, or where most Christian novelties are sold. Now we have to make a note that Fisherman Edition Peter and generic God bottles are currently on back order from the manufacturers for Billy Bobby's until 2010. That's got to be a typo there. So let's go ahead and move on to our video review. Today we have the film movie 43. And I think we'll just talk about the cast here. Hugh Jackman, Emma Stone, Kate Winslet, Halle Berry, Chloe Grace Moretz, Liev Schreiber, Chris Pratt, Uma Thurman, Stephen Merchant, Kristen Bell, Justin Long, Jason Sudeikis, Jack McCrisker, Bob Odenkirk, Common, Will Sasso, Corey Brewer, basketball star Corey Brewer.
I don't even remember some of these.
But they're in there.
They're in there.
To say the least, this is a star-studded cast. But that's about where it ends. This movie, the presentation of it, the delivery of it, all could have used some work. That's to say it lightly. How'd you feel about that, Steve?
Yeah, it seems kind of half-baked, maybe even to the point where the people involved didn't really even know what they were doing.
They're all skits. This is an anthology movie, sort of like of multiple sketches and skits. Different writers and directors. Yeah, it almost seemed like some of these people, this is their first film, their first project. If you take a look at the poster art for this movie, there seems to be the title of the movie is text wrapped to appear like underwear on some minimal body. I don't know if they didn't put any money into the design, but if they did, they should get their money back. And you can kind of see even from the non-US versions of the movie that some of these other promotional materials, there are people taking liberties to try to elevate them, throwing on cooler 3D type effects and treatments to the titles. So just a bad job all around there. Again, reflection of the nature of the movie, which seemed to be just pretty rushed, like you said, Steve, pretty half-baked. I'd say half-baked's being generous.
The whole thing kind of seems like a Hail Mary sort of situation. They were banking on all these big names, bringing in some kind of box office buzz, or tricking people into actually going and seeing this because of all the stars that were involved in it. It was just completely botched.
I don't know if there's a conspiracy that's to be unfolded around this movie. I don't know if there was a blackmail situation with some of these actors, but I really don't understand their involvement. The first sketch, we've got Kate Winslet and Hugh Jackman. These are A-list actors. Kate Winslet of Titanic, Hugh Jackman, Wolverine. And this whole sketch revolves around Hugh Jackman having testicles that are hanging off of his neck. And he is on the cover of magazines. He's a popular guy who's always got a scarf on. Kate Winslet lands a date with this bachelor heartthrob. And come to find out he has testicles hanging out off of his neck. These kind of gags running throughout. Moving on from that, we get this Naomi Watts, Lieb Schreiber. This sketch is a homeschool sketch. This idea is basically parents are homeschooling their kid, but not only are they teaching them the mathematics and the gym class and science, but they're also providing him the teen coming-of-age experiences, such as going to parties, getting drunk, even at some point his mother's hooking up with him to provide that sort of high school romance that he may have gotten at school. Next one is Chris Pratt, Anna Faris. This is a poop sketch. Power couple Chris Pratt and Anna Faris team up for a sketch about a romantic picnic proposal gone awry. On a question countdown, Anna Faris asked Chris Pratt if he will indulge in her scat fetish. Right before Chris Pratt was looking to pop that question. The rest of the sketch seems to just be some on-the-nose poop humor. Pretty much nothing else besides that, just poop. Chris Pratt eating burritos. He's encouraging himself to poop. Big poop scene. Chris Pratt gets hit by a car and poops his pants. But yeah, real funny poop stuff.
I mean, most of these sketches are kind of one-dimensional like this.
So moving on from here, we got this Justin Long, Uma Thurman, Kristen Bell. This is a huge skit. And honestly, for me, it was a concept that I thought would have been funny. It's a Batman and Robin sketch.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Robin speed dating. This is exactly the idea. Robin is out speed dating, and Batman comes in and ruins the dates. To no end, he's ruining these dates.
This is Justin Long.
And Robin, the underwear, and Just low budget.
This next one, we get the vending machine sketch. It's machines, they're full of kids. This whole sketch is just like a PSA, and the whole idea is that all large machines are full of kids that are doing the work. That's like inside of them, like ATMs and copiers, printers. This next one was the biggest stinker for the effects altogether. This was Sean William Scott, Johnny Knoxville, Gerard Butler of 300. This leprechaun sketch, Johnny Knoxville catches a leprechaun played by Gerard Butler from 300, and he catches him for Sean William Scott's birthday. It's terrible CGI work here to mask Gerard's face onto a small leprechaun body. It was such a bad job done, especially after watching a movie like Norbit that we just reviewed last episode that really pulled this effect off well. Maybe a lot of the budget was spent on this huge cast and should have been allocated more for the effects, the poster, anything, or the writing. Altogether, it just seemed like there was a bad allocation of funds.
Norbit might as well have been Jurassic Park in comparison to this movie.
Next up, we have Halle Berry and Stephen Merchant. You know these names. I mean, these are respectable actors in Hollywood. This whole sketch is basically a blind date Truth or Dare sketch. Truth or Dare just keeps getting more and more extreme. Nice cameo by Snooki. I will say, I almost saved the movie for me, but they didn't really apply Snooki in this movie very well, so another stinker for me.
This is where I thought the movie kind of ended, too. Man, it's not over. It just keeps going.
You think the movie's over, then all of a sudden we're getting this Beazle
out of nowhere.
Just
unnecessary. You know, the whole thing just stunk like rotten eggs.
really bad stuff. So, with that being said, we have had a lot of stinkers on this one. Stinker after stinker. So I think we're going to go ahead and move on to the ratings. For me, I don't want to, kick my feet around on this one. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be clear. I'm going to be direct. I'm going to say it like it is. I'm going to tell you like it is. And for me, I'm going to give it a big 0. It was just no care put into it, no love. And I'm glad I've watched this movie so it could open my eyes to just some of the quality of work that these people are willing to expose themselves to. It really doesn't matter that much. How do you feel about that on your end, Steve?
0. Movie gets a 0.
Zero? I'm getting a 0. Steve's giving it a 0. I'm talking goose eggs here, people. We're talking goose eggs. 2 zeros. Double zeros. This is our first ever, folks. Goose eggs.
Well, this is goose eggs.
So the official, unbiased, CBR approved rating for movie 43 is 0 goose eggs. Thank you all for watching CBTV and the Bodyplex review. Thanks to Computer Steve for delivering time and time again to this program. Thanks, Steve.
You're right.
Thanks to CBI for making this happen and for everything that they do. And thanks to you for the company. Stick around after the show to enjoy an exclusive premiere of the Skippy Spiral track, NoWaY, after the show for the credits. I'm Bodyplex. Steve, have a great night.
Dude.
Somebody give me the truck files.